the entire Krish look that we'll be seeing of Hrithik has been done by you.
People are going to be absolutely blown away when they think that he has a great body now, or what they have seen. When they see what is revealed in Krish, I get tingles just thinking about it, because I do not think there's anybody in the world, Hollywood or otherwise, that will have a physique that he's about to reveal in this movie. Hi, this is Kris Gethin from Physique Elite, and you're watching Bollywood Hungama, and today I'm going to talk to you about the transformation that my client Hrithik Roshan went through for Krish 3, and I'll also be talking to you about my book, Body by Design.
Well, we have it as a man who has transformed Hrithik Roshan into a mean machine, and Kris Gethin is the guy. Pleasure having you on Bollywood Hungama, Kris. And first of all, Hrithik's the entire transformation that you've got him primarily. I think after Agnipath you started working on Hrithik, and the entire Krish look that we'll be seeing of Hrithik has been done by you.
Yes,
yeah?
That's correct.
Tell us more about the entire experience of how we just got the transformation for Hrithik, and the six-pack abs, and the entire look. I think is looking amazing, because we've seen him the way he was in Guzarish as well. And Agnipath was a bulked up look, yeah. I believe, and now this is far more leaner.
Well, after Agnipath, he gave me a call. You know, he put on a lot of weight because of his slip discs and the problems that he had in the knee. So I came over and met with the guy. I'd never heard of this gentleman before, but after speaking with him, you know, I could see that, you know, he was definitely motivated. He needed to play a superhero in Krish, and he obviously had to feel and look like one. So that's exactly you know, what we started, and you know, he couldn't have been a better client to work with. He was very devoted, very hardworking, very consistent, and you know, the results speak for themselves.
If you can give me a brief idea, what was Hrithik Roshan's day like in terms of the number of hours of sleep, the entire diet pattern, because I think diet is very, very crucial, and how many hours was he putting in the gym?
He could have had more sleep. You know, I would have liked to have had more sleep. He was only probably getting about 6 hours because he works such long hours, so it was very hard to pull in those reins. So in order for him to recover between the workouts, we had to have him eat about 8 or 9 meals a day. So they would be predominantly protein-based, lean protein like poultry, fish, egg whites, protein powders, along with the slow digesting carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, brown rice, oatmeal, and things like that. And you know, just fist-sized portions, about 8 or 9 times a day. His weight training would consist of about an hour in the morning after his breakfast. So you know, he would then he'd eat within every 2 hours, and then he'd do cardiovascular session in the evening, and that would be either swimming, we'd go down to the beach for a run, or a lot of CrossFit. We would put in about 3 times a week. So a lot of plyometric and body weight sort of exercises, because he had to perform a lot of action moves, and we had to make sure that his body was very stable as well as his core, so he didn't succumb to any more injuries in the future, which, you know, he always seemed to actually come up against in a lot of his action roles.
Considering someone who's had a slip disc and then you transform into a mean machine, in fact, that must have been a task. I'm sure that resolved from him, but I've heard a lot about the transformation that you got him into, and I think because you come up with a lot of motivational quotes as well.
Yeah, a lot of it is to do with motivation. All the education I can give Hrithik in the world would be useless without the motivation. So we have to create a structure of obsession around him. So he is always thinking about the next meal. If he's not eating that meal, he's thinking about it. If he's not thinking about it, he's preparing it. So, you know, a lot of it has to do with that structure and that mental motivation. Asking him to be transparent and telling everybody what his goals were, and then, you know, so he's accountable to it, and kind of burning some bridges. So if there are friends or social gatherings that would make him, you know, eat the wrong food or stay up late at night, then he had to burn those bridges and build upon like-minded goals, you know, and you know, be around like-minded people like myself, or interact with other people online. You know, sometimes I'd send him a lot of links online to see images, to see videos, you know, so he could kind of relate and get inspired by that all the time, because it is hard to stay motivated, you know, 24/7.
Absolutely.
I had to keep throwing a lot of that motivation his way, and when he started seeing it and feeling it, you know, and feeling better, because the main goal was for him to get over his injury, to get out of bed, because he was bedbound there for a little while. So the actual transformation that you see for vanity purposes was just a byproduct of what we were really focusing on inside, which was that mental and inside physical health.
Something about the exercise for the abdomen, because I think the entire six-pack thing that you've transformed, that's simply amazing, in fact. So what are the exercises that he was doing for abs as such?
We would treat abs just like any other muscle group. Like a lot of people do abs every single day thinking they're going to get a six-pack when they would just train their chest maybe once a week. Well, the abs are no different. They may recover a little faster. So we just train abs twice a week, and they would be anything from like planks, hanging leg raises, to crunches, to sit-ups, to weighted sit-ups. We were doing all sorts, a lot of twists. You'd have to do about 300 twists every day because his waist was so big.
What is twist?
Twists, like this.
Okay, like
so
that.
So very fast.
Right,
You'd have to do 300 of them every single day.
How much do you move?
No, small. Because the only thing that stops you from twisting all the way around is your oblique. So if you twist all the way around like that, it's going to be a structure that's going to stop you. If you stop there, it's going to be your obliques. So it's just like a very small, sharp, but fast movement. So a lot of the time he would be doing that, and I'd be punching him at the same time in his stomach to make sure that he was tense and taut there the whole time. Because he'd put on so much size around his waist, when we pulled his abs in, I wanted to make sure that his skin would come in nice and tight as well, so it would stick between the crevices of the abs. So that's why we would do the twists every day, to make sure that you promote the collagen and the elasticity within the skin.
In terms of Krish, we've seen that big shoulders, I think, work very well in terms of on-screen assets. Big shoulders and obviously bicep and tricep. So something about if you have to take the arms primarily.
It was very difficult with some of the movements on shoulders with Hrithik because he's had injuries there. He had rotator cuff problems, so a lot of the time we would do something that's called DTP, which stands for Dramatic Transformation
Dramatic Transformation Principle.
Exactly. So we would choose exercise such as shoulder press, and we would perform around 40 or 50 repetitions to absolute failure. Failure meaning you could not do one more rep even if you wanted to. So this would really, warm up the area, warm up the, get the blood flow to the area, the synovial fluid, which is like a lubricant to the joints. So then we could progressively put on more weight. So we'd reach like 30 reps to failure, then heavier again, 20 reps, and then 10, and then we would follow that pattern back down, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, slightly lightening the load, but making sure he was reaching failure on every set to make sure that we hit every type of muscle fiber, type 1, type 2A, type 2B, so we left no stone unturned.